Yes, good morning, good morning. It's about 7:38 a.m. and I'm racing now to go to an appointment. I wanted to give a quick video on something that I learned yesterday. I was watching a video by this YouTuber, and she's into things like fairies, things like that, supernatural, crystals, and all these type of subjects. Like, just came upon her video for the first time yesterday. A young woman, and one particular video I thought that really stood out, and that's what I want to share with you. She was talking about plants and getting connected with plants. But as she's talking, something it really ministered to me. And what she talked about was that plants, have a consciousness, and that she advised to eat one leaf a day. And with this leaf, it will impart certain qualities. But what is resonating with me, if I understood right, was that what she was teaching really was about loneliness and getting connected. So I want to really explain about myself. Now, have you ever, you might have even been at a party, or let's say you're outside, and like right now, and you get this feeling. Yes, good morning, viewer, good morning. I'm going to talk about loneliness. Now, you could be walking by yourself, and sometimes a feeling of loneliness will get to you. And you might even want to cry, and you don't understand why you feel the way you do. But this particular YouTuber conveyed something, and I just took that message. When we get lonely or feel that feeling of loneliness, that's when you're getting disconnected. Everybody has to be connected to something. Now, being connected doesn't mean that you have to walk hands in hand with someone. It doesn't mean that they even have to be talking to you. What's happening when you're feeling loneliness, what clicked yesterday was that there is like a wall of separation. And when you feel separated from something, that's when that feeling, you're like on the outside of a matter. You're not connected. And so I just feel like jumping for joy with that revelation about the plants. She advised that when you feel that disconnectedness, nature is our teacher. Plants have wisdom in it, and also plants are healing. You don't eat any food, after a while, you're going to perish. So it's very important to get connected with what gives you life. And you need life to sustain life. So she advised that every day to eat one leaf from a plant of yours. And this will really transform your life, she said. I'm going to try it. I was meaning to do it yesterday when I heard the message, and I didn't do it today. But I could, at any time in my journey, to sit down, get a leaf, an edible leaf that is, not just any plant leaf, but an edible leaf. I have fresh basil that I'm growing at home, so I can take a basil leaf that I'm growing and give my thanks and partake in it. Also, what I do, that I see that it's also about getting connected. every day, like what I try to do, I find it hard to get my water intake, and I get busy, and I don't drink my water as I should. So what I've been doing for the past few months, when I enter my shower, I get my water with me and pour my glasses. I drink a quart of water in the shower. And so I know at least when I get out of that shower, I had at least a quart of water. And I want to do that minimum twice a day. You know, not necessarily in a shower that I drink the water while I'm in the shower, but you know, anytime when you have the time, drink it then. So what I was doing and not being aware of it was that I was getting connected. And also when I drink my water, I always give my thanks. And I thank the water and the nutrients. Let's say if I'm taking a supplement, I give my thanks for the supplements, the water, and all the qualities that the water imparts upon you, like it could heal, it cleanses, etc. You know, so I'm getting connected with it, and I also ask that the water impart those qualities onto me. So I'm getting the benefits of that water or those minerals because I'm giving a word of intent. Also, you can say that when you give a word of intent, you're actually something. You can call it magic. That you're putting something out in the universe to get something back. You know. So, in short, it really is a form of magic or alchemy. It's transforming energy from one state to another, and it's to benefit yourself or others, you know. And that's what prayer is all about too. You can pray for yourself, pray for family or friends or the planet, you know what I'm saying? So it was something when that message, that YouTuber imparted, I thought it was one of the most powerful messages I've ever heard in years. And this is a very young looking person, but she imparted such wisdom. And so I'm very appreciative. So anytime when you're out there in life and you feel lonely or upset, that means you need to get connected to what can sustain you, your source. And so partake. And again, if let's say you are a loner and you're lonely. So if you're out in if you're in this planet, you're surrounded by nature. You know, I live in a big city, as you can see. There are trees, plants, all these things. You could start talking to them. Now, I know I'm not getting crazy, but what I'm saying is, see, don't you know when people are upset, a lot of times they like to go into nature. They go in an environment that's uplifting, and being around plants and stuff could do that for you. So it's the same thing. What you're saying and not really realizing it is that you need to be next to life, and those plants are alive. And you are absorbing its energies. Okay? So it's lifting you up. So you want to feel alive, be around nature, and it'll lift you up. And to get even more connected, you have to actually get connected with them. How much more is partaking in a leaf, an edible leaf that is? Well, let's say it's a vegetable or something, you know. I mean, I'm really getting it out there, but really, in the principle behind what I'm saying is get connected and start allowing it to communicate with you. So that's also what I want to do. I want to partake in that leaf and ask that, ask first the leaf, or tell the leaf what you're going to do. Do it gently, and then ask for that plant to impart its wisdom or encouragement to you, you know? So it's almost like this, I'm on my iPhone. When it starts to get down, that means I have to plug it in, right? I have to plug in my iPhone to charge it up and get connected. And so the other thing I wanted to talk about today was I noticed that what's happening now is that this society that I'm living in is imparting a disconnectedness. Wait, so what do you mean? So you notice now a lot of the devices now, they call it, they want you to do like Bluetooth, wireless. All those waves are bouncing around. And it's affecting us. I believe that it could be affecting us in a negative way. Even though you might say, okay, well, maybe they want us to get connected wirelessly. Okay. But at the same time, see, it's also intent. And when someone else does not have goodness of intent towards you, and they want you to be open, they can also tap into you and you become programmed. So this wireless world is about controlling you, controlling outside of your will, and they programming you. It's not like an honest communication between 2 or 3 people, you know, hey, hello, how you doing? It's not about that. And so that's what the next step is. Going wireless and getting connected to the wrong thing. And once they do, once they could tap into you, as I said, they will program you to control you. But this is the time for us to be aware. See, getting connected to nature and stuff is about self-awareness. I need to get connected to myself. So I'm also doing now meditation this, in the morning. I do it around like 5 o'clock in the morning for 1 hour about. And it's to get in tune with myself. I think a lot of these devices are used to distract you so you don't get connected to yourself. I even one time, this might have been about a week ago, I went to visit a family member in one of the outer boroughs in New York City. And when I did that, I said, okay, I want to see what people are doing on the subway platform. And the mass majority of the people, just have to switch hands. The mass majority of the people had cell phones in their hand, and they were like engaged in it very deeply. And I said to myself, look at this. You have more people with these devices, but no one is listening to each other. No one is communicating. This is giving a disconnectedness from people, from nature. If we're so preoccupied with these devices, how can we communicate with ourselves, others, or even nature? Again, the plan is to disconnect you so you don't know who you are. That's why also the movie industry was created. It was created for you to not be aware of your surroundings, of you, to not know your family, to not engage in conversation. In the olden days, people had, each other. We ate at the table together, we talked. We didn't have radio to keep us dumbified. Now we have television. Now we're getting, we've got direct TV. So again, it's tapping into your environment and feeding off of your energy. And when they do that, they're going to control you. So be aware of that. Be aware when you walk watch what the people are doing. Are they engaging with each other? Or are they engaged with an electronic device? Okay? So I give this video really as a warning for all of us that, you know, I know these devices are very tempting. And like I'm on a device right now. But know that the goal is to make you not know who you are. And that's essential to be aware of. If you don't know who you are, they're going to tell you who you are. They're going to tell you that you're stupid. They're going to tell you that you're a minority. They're going to say that you're fat and ugly or skinny. They'll tell you anything. They tell you you're a terrorist. But I say, no, you are an energy being having this reality in this three-dimensional world. I'm learning that we're experiencing three-dimensional world. But I was told that we're beyond that. We're energy beings having an awareness in this dimension. And they want to keep you in this dimension. Yeah, they want to keep you... Yes, I wasn't really paying attention. Yeah, the light is red. And I saw everybody else crossing the street, so I went to cross, but we didn't have the light. And the car, when the vehicle had honked. Okay. So yes, they're trying to create robots. They're trying to make people disconnected from natural beings, other human beings, plants, nature. So when you're on your device, you know, nothing wrong getting information. But tell yourself that you're going to get connected at least once with a human being or a plant, a rock, something that has life, natural life in it. And to go within and get to know who you really are. Because they want to get you scared, get you feeling vulnerable. And that's also why I did that detox from the internet that I completed last month. Just to get reconnected and to find out who I am. I was running away from myself. So get connected. You ever feel lonely? It's because you're being disconnected from a life source. Eat one leaf a day, an edible leaf at that, and become transformed. Okay? So I thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and feel free to comment below regarding your experiences if when you partake in the leaf or something, what it's doing for your life, okay? Bye-bye.